We wanted to come on and talk about the Iran protests, which are continuing today. The anti-government protests, they started last Thursday. They are continuing today. I guess it is now nighttime there, but it's we're calling it day 6 because it's the 6th complete day and evening cycle. But let me give you the Iran time right now. I bet it's in the morning sometime. Yeah, it's 3:54 a.m. on Wednesday in Iran right now. But we wanted to come on and talk about the protest, talk about what's been going on today. And it's been hard to get information today, even harder than yesterday. Significantly harder than yesterday, and I'm hearing because this might be because there are internet slowdowns intentional by the government there in Iran today. There have been noticeably fewer videos coming out today than yesterday, and I've seen some sources saying the government has been slowing the internet today. I'll show you some of these sources in a second. There's one viewer out there, which I have very good reason to believe is in Iran. The person has told me they're in Iran, but I have to sort of take everything with a critical eye. But I have quite good reason to think this viewer actually is who they say they are, and they are in Iran. And they have been writing to me the last couple of days, and they said today, they didn't want me to use their name, but they said, they actually sent me a screenshot of their screen and showed me how their internet had really been slowed down today. And they said the cell phone internet's not working at all, and people's home internet had been slowed a lot today. So I have seen some videos, and I'm going to show you those shortly. But I want to first show you some of the things I've been seeing about what's been going on in terms of their slowing down the internet and those kind of things in Iran today. So let me show you some of that stuff. And during the broadcast, if you want to write in, first of all, if you have any news tips, if you hear anything going on there, see any social media posts, videos that you think would be good to share, give me a shout on Twitter, @Lookner on Twitter. And also feel free to write in with a comment if you have one. So let me show you some of what I've been seeing today. Just a sampling of some of the reports I've been seeing about the internet. I can't confirm any of these because I'm not there, but I'll show you what I've been seeing. This is Heshmat Alavi, who is an Iranian political and human rights activist. He says, Activists reporting internet is nearly completely down today. Protesters are in the streets, yet cannot send footage. So that's one report about the internet not working. Let me show you some others. This is a tweet by this person, Babak Tagvi, who's been posting a bunch of videos for the last few days from Iran. He says, internet is blocked by Iranian Ministry of Telecommunication in several cities in Iran again. Most of citizen journalists can't upload their videos of protests against Islamic regime outside the country. So that's his claim. He's saying that most citizen journalists are unable to, like the previous poster, this person says most of the citizen journalists who are out there taking videos of these things going on today, they can't even post them because the internet's not really working. So there's that. And then he also posted this. He said, something bad is now happening to Iranian protesters all over Iran. Hundreds are arrested and probably tens of them are killed by the Islamic regime security forces. And we already know the government said, I think around 20 people have died already in the protests. That's what the government says. Internet is shot down and we have lost contact with nearly all of Iranian citizen journalists. So, as I mentioned before, I can't confirm any of these individual claims, but I've been seeing a bunch of claims like this today saying internet's not working, citizen journalists can't get their videos out, and it's not just cell phone internet. It's supposedly people's internet at home is very slow as well. So again, one of our viewers had said to me, cell phone who supposedly is in Iran, cell phone internet, this viewer said, is not working at all, and internet at his house was very slow and it had been slowed in Iran. So a lot of reports like that. Now, Joyce Karam she posted another reason why we might be seeing fewer videos, which I will show you in 2 seconds. Might be a little longer than 2, so it might be 10 seconds. So here's her post right here, Joyce Karam. She says, higher security presence more and more visible in videos from Iran that she's been seeing, with officials today threatening death penalty for some arrested if convicted. Many are becoming afraid to even take video. And what Joyce is referring to is, I had seen reports, she's referring to these reports, I had seen these as well, that that the government was threatening the death penalty for people who had been arrested at the protests. Let me see if I can call that up for you. Where is that here? So here's one such report. This was reported last night by Mariam Nayeb Yazdi. She said Iran state-run media has announced that those who were detained on day 3 of the protests and going forward will be dealt with more severely than in the first 2 days of protests. Actually, that isn't the exact tweet I want to show you. I want to show you that. So on state media, they said if you've come out to protest day 3 or later and you get arrested, you're going to be dealt with more severely. But there was also something about the death penalty too. Here it is. Al Arabiya English had posted this last night or early this morning. They said those arrested in Iran protests could face the death penalty. So we have a couple reasons why we might not be seeing a lot of video today. One is that, according to several reports, which I've been showing you some of them, the internet is being severely slowed there in Iran, even home internet. We're hearing reports that cell internet's not working. Also, I've been hearing reports that Telegram Messenger and Instagram are both blocked there. I've been hearing some of those reports today. So those are 2 popular services that Iranians use to send messages, including message with photos. So that could explain, that's one reason we have that we might not be seeing a lot of video today. Another reason is, as Joyce Karam pointed out, officials have threatened the death penalty for people arrested in the protests. And Joyce Karam said people are afraid to even take video under these circumstances because they don't want to get arrested and maybe get the death penalty or something harsh, some other harsh punishment for photographing at these protests. So I'll show you some of what we do have. It's certainly limited, but I'll try to show you that and but it's very tough, very, very hard to get a picture. With this limited amount of information, it's very, very hard to get a really good handle on what exactly is going on today. It does seem that there are protests. It does seem that there are still big protests going on. But let me show you what we got. This is Right Side Broadcasting. I want to say real quick, thank you. Somebody made a donation. David Kudret Amracho made a donation from there. It's in euros, so I guess David is in Europe. Thank you so much, David. In case you haven't watched Right Side Broadcasting before, we are a viewer-supported network. We can only stay on the air thanks to viewer donations like David's donation, so we really appreciate donations. We have been covering the Iran protests I think starting day 2 we might have started. Or do we start day 1 and not do day 2? I think maybe we did. Actually, we started on day 1, and we might have missed a day, but then we've done every other day. So we've basically every day done full live coverage, several hours of coverage, I believe at least. I know one day, a couple days ago, we did 7 hours of coverage. I think New Year's Eve that day we did that. But anyways, we've been giving we think this is an incredibly important story, not just for Iran, but for the world. And it amazes us how little coverage of this we've seen on the American media. It's amazing, but it's not amazing in a way because A, they focus so much on Trump for their ratings, and B, there seems to be a lack of concern with international events, unless it's like some sensational event like a big skyscraper's on fire or something like that. A lot of times American media does not cover international events in proportion with their actual importance to the world. But this is important to America as well. But anyways, we thought it's really important to come on and do this coverage, and we're going to continue to do it as long as these protests go on and continue to follow what's going on in Iran. But we are viewer supported, so if you like this coverage and you want to see it continue, please consider making a donation. You can donate by going to the bottom of the YouTube chat. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a chat room right next to the broadcast, and you can click on the dollar sign at the bottom of the YouTube chat. It's a little gray dollar sign. You can click on that. Or you can go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate. And real quick, thanks so much to our chat moderators who've been moderating the chat rooms during our broadcast. Jan is there right now. Thank you, Jan. Real Frank is there, and Common Sense and Gleno on the website. So let me start getting to some of the video we've been seeing come out today and some of the reporting we've been seeing coming out today. Not a lot of it, but we're going to do our best to show what we can to you. All right, so I'm going to kind of just go through. And again, if you're seeing things that we haven't shown yet, or you're hearing about stuff that we haven't talked about yet, give me a shout on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner, and I can share it with the audience. All right, what is this? And I will give my usual disclaimer, which is we cannot confirm the authenticity of any of these videos. I'm not there. I can't confirm it. I'll show you what I'm seeing. When it's unconfirmed, I'll say it's unconfirmed. But at the same time, when we see a bunch of videos that are similar coming out, I think it helps us try to make an inference about what is actually going on there, although it might be a very imperfect inference. And rather than bury our head in the sand because we don't have lots of mainstream media journalists there with professional high quality video, we do want to try and report what's going on with the caveat that you have to take every individual piece of video and every individual report with a grain of salt. So want to say that. This is a video, and I also will say, I'm going to show you videos that we haven't seen before. So when I see a video, a decent piece of evidence that it's from today is that we haven't seen it before. Because if it was interesting and it was from a week ago in Iran, we probably would have seen it by now. But doesn't mean it is authentic. So that being said, let's get to some of the video here. Let's start with this one. I haven't even watched this yet. This is posted by Iran Freedom. It's supposedly from Rasht. Rasht is a big town. What is the population of Rasht? 600, over 600,000 people live in Rasht. And it says, tonight, guards attack protesters using... Now, this video I think I have seen before, but it came out earlier today. But let me show it to you. It says, tonight, guards attack protesters using sound grenades and extensive tear gas, but protesters resist and defy repressive security forces of the mullah's regime. Also, when I show you these videos, sometimes the videos come out and whoever is posting them editorializes. And so, I mean... I can't especially confirm the description is accurate of what this poster says. But one thing we'll just look at the video and see what it is. I think this is a video I saw before, which is if it is that video is quite intense. But let's watch this one and see. So it's a little hard to say what's going on there because I saw another person post this and they said, look, the protesters are throwing these like grenade type things. Now this description says that they're having sound grenades thrown at them. I don't know. Can we see somebody throw something here? Also, I think there might be a better version of this that somebody else posted. Let me see if I can find that for you. Give me 1 second. I'm going to find, there was definitely, I think, a better version. Definitely, I think. I'm highly confident there was a better version of this posted earlier today, and I'm just going to call that up for you, and then we'll look at it a little more closely. But that was quite an intense video, and I hadn't seen it before today, so I do think there's a decent chance it's from today. Okay, I have found the person who I think posted it, but let me see if I can find the actual post. Otherwise, we'll go back to the version which we just saw and we'll watch that again. Well, you know what? I can't find the other version, so I'm going to go back to that version and we'll watch it again. So I'll show you this again, and then we'll talk about it a little more slowly. Supposedly this is in Rasht earlier today. So you do in this video, you do see a person there tossing something. Now, I have to imagine what they're tossing is not a huge explosive, because the person tosses it and then it lands, it seems like 20 feet or somewhere close to them, and then it explodes, but the person's still standing there. If you had a very high-powered explosive grenade with huge explosive power, you wouldn't stand there and watch it as you throw it 20 feet away from you. So it's hard to say what exactly is going on here. It looks like protesters throwing some sort of flashbang grenades or something, but I can't be sure. But supposedly, if that is going on, that does seem kind of intense. Whatever it is. So that was one video I noticed today, which a bunch of people were passing around. And thank you to the Creeper. The Creeper made a donation and said, always enjoy all the work you at RSBN do. Thank you. Thank you, the Creeper. Those donations are what allows us to be on the air, so we appreciate it. Let's keep going and show you some more video. This is another one I have not seen yet. Now, let me see this. Now, this is another video where, so there's this guy, Babak Tagvi, who's been posting a lot of videos, and I think it's great that he's posting a lot of videos. However, sometimes in the videos he posts, he does a description like, this shows the government like totally attacking and beating up the protesters, and then you watch the video and that actually is not happening in the video. So his description here was the moment armed besieged militias and Revolutionary Guard Intel service troops from Sarala headquarters attacked peaceful protesters in an unknown city 3 hours ago. Is that what this really shows? I don't know. It looks like there's government troops on bikes who, that's often, you see besieged militia. They're often on the bikes. So that maybe is who it is. But take the description with a grain of salt. But let's watch the video and see what the video is. And, I don't know, in the description it says people were calling at these, it looks like they're security officials, let's assume they are. In the description it says people were calling at them despicable. I don't know if any of you out there know, I'm assuming people are speaking Farsi in this video. If any of you know the language and can confirm, feel free to write to me and say, hey Steve, I saw that video you showed with all the people on the motorcycles and people shouting stuff at them, and they were indeed shouting despicable. Or if they're shouting something different, let me know. So, yeah, feel free on the videos. I know some people have done that in the past, and it's incredibly helpful. You can always write to me and say, hey, Steve, that video where the person did blah, 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 here's what they were saying in the video. That's very helpful. So if any of you out there know the language and you want to do that, you can write to me on Lookner, on Twitter, @Lookner, @LOOKNER, and do that. And but I mean, it looked to me like it looks like this is a security force in Iran. It looks like maybe they arrested somebody there, and we heard what sounded like maybe tear gas being fired off, but we don't really see it. Actually, there's a little smoke there, but if you go back here, like there's all these officers. It looks like they're officers, and they go in, and they're driving in, and then you see some of them kind of run into the fence. Like, do they corner these people and arrest them or something? It doesn't look. I didn't really see them attacking people, but I'll start here. It looks like maybe they corner some people and arrest them by the fence. Whatever is going on here, what I do think is significant is assuming this is security forces and assuming it's from today. That's a lot of security forces. This is a lot of. That's a huge amount. I would, let's assume it's besieged militia. But if that's besieged militia who's there to put a stop to the rallies or quiet people down or whatever, look at how many bikes there are. Oh, also. Yeah, here we go. That's a lot. So that is a big force of, if that's indeed a security force, that's quite a big force. And we've been hearing reports that that security is out a lot today, maybe in more numbers than before. So that's a big number, if that is from today. Here is a video which Iran Freedom has said says is from Tehran yesterday. But I don't think I've seen this yet. They say this is from Tehran yesterday. Let's watch this one. Now, one of the slogans I heard there, I believe, is the death to the dictator, talking about Supreme Leader Khamenei in that video. But if you know the other slogans they were saying, feel free to write to me @Lookner on Twitter and say, hey, Steve, in that video, supposedly from Tehran, from New Year's, this is what they were saying. Now, if that is indeed from Tehran yesterday, now look, it's one demonstration, so you can't tell, how does it compare with there others going on at the same time. It's a sizable demonstration. It's not gigantic. At the same time, I've been hearing reports that say the demonstrations are larger and more forceful, perhaps more violent, outside of Tehran than in Tehran. I've been hearing a number of reports saying that. But anyways, let's see. I'm looking at I just want to make sure no one has sent me any messages that I'm ignoring so far. Oh, good. They actually sent out the notification about this broadcast. They sent it out a little late, but they sent it out. That's wonderful to know. What is this here? Hang on, I just need to write myself a note to do something. It's work related, but as soon as when the broadcast ends. Oh, a viewer writes in the first video from Rasht that I showed, which was, okay, this video here where the people were throwing these explosive things, this video here that we saw before, that one there, a viewer writes in and says, that's from my city, that's Rasht, and the video is on Golsar Street. So we have a viewer who says, that's my city, it's on Golsar Street, and the viewer also says the grenades are handmade in this video. The one we saw this video before. I'll show this video one more time, but again, a viewer says this is from Rasht, the grenades are handmade, and it's on Golsar Street. This is supposedly from today. I'll show this one more time in case you didn't see it before. All right, so we're showing you some videos. There aren't that many coming out today because, first of all, internet seems to have been highly slowed today, and also perhaps, as journalist Joyce Karam supposed, the government did threaten last night to arrest people and give them very severe penalties, and even the death penalty, if they showed up at protests after day 3 and were arrested. So perhaps that's restricting the amount of people taking. Joyce Karam says that's making people scared to take video even at these demonstrations. So we're seeing less video come out today, but we are showing you some of what we have. Let me keep going and show you some different things. Feel free to write to me on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner, if you have any thoughts or if you see any updates or if you see any videos that we haven't seen or anything like that. One of our viewers, Zontag, writes in, will this turn into a civil war? If so, should the U.S. get involved? So, I mean, there's a long way to go before that happens. But I will say I've heard a number of people who I consider to be intelligent say we really don't know what's going to happen here. It could happen. A lot of different things could happen. This could become a really huge deal and end up with the regime being overthrown, or it could fizzle out. And there's a lot of different permutations, different possibilities for what could happen. Violence in some kind of civil war is one of them, but a lot of smart people say they really have no idea what's going to go on. But it is a long way from where we are right now, it seems like, until that happens. Also, a bunch of reporting I've seen today that echoes what reporting I've been seeing the last few days, which says this protest is really being done chiefly by the lower classes, people who are in economic bad shape. It started out economic in nature, and a lot of the people in the protest have economic grievances, and it's not. I've seen some analysis that says perhaps some of the people in the middle classes who were supporting the 2009 protests over the presidential election that some people said was rigged, perhaps some of those people are not on board with this revolution. or lead these protests yet, because who's really leading these protests are the lower classes, and especially people outside Tehran, outside the main cities. But I want to I found relating to what I said there's something I want to show you that I thought was quite interesting that I saw before. So this is a post from Reza Akbari. He is a program manager at IWPR. What is IWPR? It is the Institute for War and Peace Reporting. So he's a program manager there. And he's an Iran junkie, he says, an Iran junkie. He says, I just came across, he posted this today, he said, I just came across some interesting footage of street interviews conducted by Avant TV, which appears to be an independent channel on Apart, an Iranian video sharing service comparable to YouTube. I will translate some of the comments. So he found a video which looked to be an interview with Iranians today about the protests. And he says, the interviewer asks if the people have heard, he asked the people if they've heard about the recent protests and presumably the reasons behind the unrest. I'm assuming the footage was shot in Tehran, but I cannot confirm it. And then he shows people and shows what they're saying. So, for example, he translated, he says, this guy says, well, some of the comments, before he started showing the pictures, he said, people saying it's all because of unemployment, high prices, and hardship. It's because of unemployment, inflation, lies, and attempts to trick the people. I have 3 children in this society who are doctors and engineers. All 3 are unemployed. My poor husband sells used clothes, but he was asked not to do it anymore, assuming he is a street salesman. He is 75 years old, goes to look for jobs every morning, but there is nothing. My 37-year-old son is single, but has nothing going on. Then he starts showing pictures of the people and showing you the comments. Like, for example, this person, he says, look at what they did to the price of gas. These poor people who want to go on a small vacation can't even with a car. The rich capitalist guy says, that's even better. These hungry bums won't be on the road anymore. This guy says, is this what I deserve? With all this inflation for my income to be 900,000 tomans a month, let me give you 900,000 tomans to see if you can pay my livelihood. This person says they say gas will be 1,200 tomans and cash handouts will be stopped. That frightens people. They believe their material lives will decrease further. Their liquid assets will go down. They start to ask, what should we do now? Then what should we do now cause problems? So a lot of people in this video, and again, it's just one video, so certainly I wouldn't read too much into it. You can if it's one video, but it's this video that apparently is of Iranian citizens, and a lot of them are complaining about the economic conditions there in Iran. Now, some of them do complain about the leadership too, of course. Let's see. Where's one of those? I know there are them there. Now, there's also a guy who's against the protests. He says at this point, security forces should infiltrate to stop the path of those miscreants. There is external order given to attack offices and destruction of public property. So this person thinks the protests are getting too violent. This person says this political faction says this, the other says something else, but right now our issue is the bad economic conditions. People want to come out and say the economy is bad. Whoever is responsible should give them a permit so some anti-revolutionaries don't chant, God save Reza Shah. Do you think we are jackasses? They want to increase the price of gas to 1,500 tomans and cut the cash handouts for 20 million people. The government has promised us, and they have to abide by it. Here's one about like the people leading the country. I'll tell you who. It says, who is responsible for this? That's what he says at the end. And then he says, I'll tell you who. Those who live in palaces, those who have multimillionaires in their cabinets, ministers who have not been hungry for a single night, who have never slept on the street. So seeing a lot of reporting and seeing videos like this that suggest this is driven by people who are not in good economic conditions and are very angry about it. So I just thought that was an interesting post. By the way, we got a couple donations. I want to say thank you. Cindy Atkinson donated. Thank you, Cindy. And Alan Zadeh donated from Canada. We really appreciate the donations because the donations are what lets us stay on the air and bring you this coverage. We are viewer supported. We are not big. We are a small company that is supported by our viewers, and you guys are the ones whose donations let us stay on the air. So thank you. So if you'd like to donate, you can do what Alan and Cindy just did. You can go to the bottom of the YouTube chat and click on the dollar sign at the bottom of the YouTube chat. There's a little dollar symbol there. Or you can go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube so you'll get, and click the notifications bell so you'll get notified whenever we come on the air with one of these breaking news videos. Thanks again to all our moderators for moderating our chats tonight. Okay, I want to get back and show you some more videos, but if you see any updates out there about what's going on, or if you have any comments, write to me on Twitter, @Lookner, @LOOKNER. Let's see. One of our viewers sent me a video which is supposedly from Tehran. I can't really read the description. I could just do a translation of the description which had the word Tehran in it. So I believe this is from Tehran. But let me get that video up on the screen and then I can show it to you. Hold on a second. I had it here. Where is it? Where did it go? It was right here before. It seems like it's no longer there. I can't find it. One, two, 3, 4. Well, that's no longer there. But there's some other videos I want to show you. A viewer sent me this video. Now, there is, as I mentioned on the stream yesterday, there are rumors going around on social media that Iranian police forces are causing destruction so that they can blame it on the protesters. So one video that was making the rounds was a video supposedly, I can't confirm, of Iranian security forces breaking windows on cars, and they were going to blame that on the protesters. A viewer just sent me this video, which I can also not confirm. I can't even confirm it's from Iran. But the viewer says, Ara Galei says, the police are destroying shops so they can blame it on the protesters. So that's what the viewer thinks it is. I'll show you the video at least. I can't confirm the authenticity of this, but I will show it to you. But just, I do want to say that there is this, a lot of people on social media are saying this is what's happening, but I can't confirm that. Now, you saw a guy bang, it looked like an officer bang a display with his shield. So, anyways, just wanted to show you that, just because, and let you know that is something some people are saying, but I can't confirm it. Let's show you some more video. First of all, I'm going to show you this photo. This was posted by Babak Tagvi, and it says, 3 hours ago, brave Bakhtiari protesters in Benbahan, southeast of Khuzestan province, set on fire a religious school or seminary named Tuba Sisters in their town via fireworks and Molotov cocktails. Can't confirm that. There is a photo of it. There is the photo, which is supposedly of this religious school or seminary. And then we have this video. This was posted by Iran Freedom, and it says, Khamenei Nishar, originally called Seda, in Isfahan province. Mullah's religious seminary up in flames tonight after protesters are attacked and several people are slain by repressive forces of the regime in Isfahan. Can't confirm that, but let me show you the video. Let's keep going with more video that's we think is coming out from today. Let's see. What's this one? This is just a photo because the video is not playing, but I'll see if I can show it to you anyway. Oh, no, it's not there anymore. I have seen a number of photos of this poster today that claim this is a poster of one of the protesters killed in the protests. That I can't confirm, but this picture I've seen in a lot of social media posts. So Babak Tagvi claims this is 12 years old Masoud Dekiani, and him and his parents were protesting against the regime at Izeh 2 days ago. Basij militias killed him. Security forces didn't let his family bury him in Izeh. He was buried in silence and secret without a burial service. None of that I can confirm, but I have seen this photo making its way around social media today. Here is a post from Mariam Nayeb Yazdi. She says gunshots can be heard in this video from tonight in Mashed Soleiman, Khuzestan province. She says this is from HRA News. Let's play this one. Is that guy holding a gun at the end? Right there? Is that a gun? I can't tell. Can't tell. Anyways, there are some gunshots in that video, it sounds like. I can't confirm where it's from. But she says it's from Khuzestan province. Over 2,000 arrested. That's pretty crazy. I'm going to retweet this. So Farnaz Fasihi is saying over 2,000 have been arrested in the protests. Report. Over 2,000 arrested in Iran protests so far. Here's another video for you. This was posted by Mariam Nayeb Yazdi, and it says, peaceful protest tonight in the city of Abadan, Khuzestan province. People are chanting, sorry, Khamenei, but it's time for you to go, and political prisoners must be freed. Certainly a sizable protest there. To repeat, in case you joined us late, we don't have as much video today as yesterday or previous days. It seems like one possibility is that, well, we've heard reports that the internet is being massively slowed there, so that could contribute to it. Also, the government is threatening death penalty for people who are arrested at the protests. So perhaps that is making fewer people send videos out as well. But we're doing our best to try to just show you some of what we've seen from today, or at least supposedly from today. But the things we've been showing you are things that I had not seen before today. So that would help suggest they're from today. And, you know, something I've been wondering is, today is the sixth day of protests, the sixth day they've been protesting. So if the government kind of just doesn't shut them down, but doesn't really do anything to like address the protests, well, how many days will the protests keep going on? Might the government think, look, they'll protest for like 2 weeks and then they'll stop? Now, you know, that's one thought, is that maybe it'll just die down. But another thought I had is, well, if these protests are being driven by people who are not in good economic shape and are complaining about the economy, maybe a lot of them aren't working. Youth unemployment in Iran, I have read, is at least 40%. I've read reports saying it's over 40%. So you might very well have a huge group of people, a huge section of the population that just isn't even working. And so they don't mind going out every day to protest because they're not doing anything else anyway. And it's like, you know, I'm not saying they're just protesting because they have nothing to do. I'm saying there might be people who want to go protest 6 straight days, but they can't because they have a job and they feel they're going to lose their job. But that might, under normal conditions, that might restrict how many days protests could continue. But if you have people who have economic grievances who aren't even working, there's nothing to stop them in their work life from going out and protesting day after day after day. Mar says, hey, this is good. So we showed you a video before that a viewer had sent in saying, hey, this is a video of police destroying a shop and trying to make it look like it was the protesters' fault. And what I said is, these kind of videos have been going around, but I can't confirm them. And I don't know if any of them are true. I'm just showing you this to let you know these kind of videos are being passed around social media. And our viewer, Mar, wrote in and said, hey, Steve, that video with the police going into the cell phone shop is from Mexico. It is not in Iran. I made the same mistake last night. It is a fake video. So it's very possible that video is fake, the one I showed you. It's possible the one of the cops smashing windows of cars is not what it says to be too. So I appreciate you writing in, Mar, and saying that. That's not to say that's not happening. It could be happening. So, but just as I said, it's good to take every single video with a grain of salt. Now, this is interesting. So let me show you this. Hang on one sec. Let me get organized here. Now, I had posted Farnaz Fasihi, who works for the Wall Street Journal. She said in her post, over 2,000 arrested. And I had retweeted that and said, report over 2,000 arrested, because Farnaz Fasihi, I find her pretty trustworthy. She works for the Wall Street Journal. But then one of our viewers, Sadastad, commented, the article says over 1,000 people have been arrested, not 2,000. Now, maybe Farnaz Fasihi has other information besides that article, which makes her think 2,000 people have been arrested. Anyways, I appreciate that tweet. Oh, I found the video that one of our viewers sent, which is supposedly from Tehran. I think I found it. Or did I? Is it up there still? Maybe I didn't. Anyways, let me show you some more. I want to get back and show you some more of the videos that we think came out today. You're watching Right Side Broadcasting's continuing live coverage of the Iran protest. This is day 6. Day 6. Feel free to follow us on Facebook. Hello to everybody watching on Facebook as well as on YouTube. You can follow us on Facebook at Right Side Broadcasting, on Twitter at @RSB Network. And what was I going to say? What was I going to say about Facebook? Oh, I was going to say, if you like our videos, we love when you share our videos on Facebook and you like them on YouTube. We're small. We can't afford to take out all these big advertisements promoting Right Side Broadcasting, but we want to let people know we're doing this coverage. So when you share our videos on Facebook and you like them on YouTube, that really helps let other people know about the coverage. You know, if you like them on YouTube, YouTube says, hey, maybe we should suggest this to some more people. So if you like our videos, share them on YouTube and share them on Facebook, like them on YouTube. Thank you. This is a video. What is this from? I haven't seen this before. I don't know if it's from today. This is posted by Farnaz Fasihi, who works for the Wall Street Journal. She just posted this. It says a young protester shot by security forces. It looks to be a little graphic, so if you don't want to see it, avert your gaze for about 26 seconds while I play it, but I'm going to play it now for you. She just posted this a few minutes ago. So let's look at this video that she posted. She says it's a young protester shot by security forces. If anyone knows what they were saying in that video, feel free to message me on Twitter @Lookner and let me know. Did look to be there somebody who was shot on in their side, but can't say where or when that's from. This is a new video of, we've seen a number of videos in these protests of people tearing down posters of the Supreme Leader Khamenei, and he is the most powerful person in Iran. He is a religious figure. Iran is a religious it's a religious country. It's a theocracy, and the ultimate power rests with the religious officials there. And the top one is the Supreme Leader Khamenei. But there have been a lot of videos of people incredibly tearing down his poster, tearing down billboards with him, saying he should die, which is not allowed in Iran, and you can get in incredible trouble for doing these kind of things. But it has been going on. Always striking to me to see these things when we've been seeing these videos. And there was a new one that came out today. This one was just posted by, I'd seen this before earlier in the day, but Farnaz Fasihi just posted it a few minutes ago. So let's look at this. It says, Masjed Simon crowd. Is that Masjed Simon? Is that a place in Iran? Let me look that up. There's a Masjid Salman. No, that's not it. That's not it. I don't know what that is then. I don't know what Masjid Salman is. Anyway, it says, crowd goes wild as protester tears down a giant poster of Khamenei. Let's watch this. just striking to see those. I always find them striking, never less striking to see that happening in Iran. Let me just rearrange a window here. So that was a new video from today because I hadn't seen it. At least it's a new video that came out today because I hadn't seen it before today. I've heard this reports like this today. It's unconfirmed. I'll pass it along. I can't confirm it. Babak Tagvi claims hours ago brave people of Fars, Loristan, and Kurdistan provinces have set fire to the Islamic regime's radio and TV towers in several towns, including this one in Maravan. They have successfully prevented broadcast of the regime propaganda programs in their cities. Just can't tell if this is going on. And, you know, there's like nothing coming out of a lot of these places tonight. I haven't seen any videos from Loristan today, any videos from Fars or Kurdistan today. So really just no idea what, you know, there could be so much going on in these places we just don't know about. So don't know what's going on there. I think we might have seen this a little earlier, or a version of it, but this is in a city named after a founder of revolution, Khamenei Shar. I'm googling this. Yes, Khomeini Shar is a city of around 200,000 people, a little more than 200,000. It says, Farnaz Fasihi says they set ablaze a Shiite religious center, and they say death to the dictator. I think we saw this before, but I'll show it again. Another video posted by Farnaz Fasihi recently says, this is from Tuesday, she says, crowds chant security forces thank you, because they are watching and not cracking down on the protests. One of our viewers wrote in. Oh, now listen to this. You know, there was a video before I showed of police breaking some. All right. I told you there was a video before I showed earlier, and it was of police looking like they broke some stuff in a shop. And the original poster said, hey, this is from Iran. They're doing this to make the protesters look bad and blame it on the protesters. And a viewer wrote in and said, no, that video from the shop is not Iran. That's from Mexico. But there's another video we showed either yesterday or the day before, which is making its way around social media, which claims to be a video shot from above of Iranian security forces breaking windows of cars. And one of our viewers says that video is from Iran because the cars are Iranian and the voices in the video are Farsi and the cars' numbers are Iranian car numbers. So this viewer says, while you know, forget about regardless of whether the video from the store that we saw in this broadcast is real or fake, the video of the car is real. Maybe I can get that. I can find that for you. I have a screenshot. I don't know if this is this looks like it's from that video. I'm not sure. But anyway, somebody posted this. Somebody named Arina Zad said, Irene Azad said, the police in Basij destroy people's assets, breaking car windows, breaking people's stores, etc., and then go on the media and Iran news, claim that they did happen by those who call themselves protesters. The social media is in their hand and they filtered all the communication ways. So I've heard a number of complaints like this, but the video I'm talking about with the cars, it's either this or it's kind of like this where it's shot from above and it shows police breaking car windows. I can't find it right at the moment though, unfortunately. And I showed a video before which had been posted by somebody who works for the Wall Street Journal, and it was supposedly of somebody who got shot. Let me see if I can find that for you. Yeah, this one here. And a viewer says, in the video with the young guy dead, they say, I will kill the one who killed my brother. Now, I thought there was... this might be an older video. This might be from several days ago. I'm not sure. Because I thought there was a video where somebody said that with people who had been shot. But I don't recall seeing this particular video until today. But I'll show it to you again real quick. Before I show you, it gets a little graphic in the next few seconds, so if you don't want to see it, turn away for a few seconds. So our viewer says, in that video, somebody says, I will kill the one who killed my brother. Let me just check some other messages here. If you guys have any translations of stuff we watched, or you're seeing new things on social media, or hearing new information about what's going on in Iran, give me a shout on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner. Feel free to follow me there as well if you like breaking news coverage. I cover breaking news all the time on my Twitter. Now, a viewer named O said to me, hey, Steve, most Iranians would like Reza Pahlavi to be the leader of the movement. He's the son of the late Shah of Iran. I'm not sure about that because I've seen a lot of people on social media saying they don't want him to be the leader. So all I can comfortably say is there seem to be both opinions about him in Iran, but I'm not there and I'm not really equipped to say what people there want or don't want. I've just seen very mixed reports about that. Although personally, I've seen a lot more people say they don't want him than that they do. But I'm not going to try and make generalizations about the population because I don't know enough about it. The viewer says MEK is trying to take that spot. However, most Iranians don't trust them, nor do they have widespread support. Don't know enough about it to intelligently comment on that, O, but thank you for writing in. We got a message from Sherry Katami from Sydney, Australia, who wrote all the way in to help us translate a video, who wrote in from Australia. She says, on the video of the young man shot that you just showed, people are shouting, multiple people, we will kill who killed our brother. Okay, similar to what other viewers said. Thank you for your support, she says. I don't know how much more suffering, rape, and death we should witness before action is taken from outside towards this wild and murderous regime. Kind regards, Sherry Katami from Sydney, Australia. Thank you for Sherry for writing in from Sydney and helping us translate the video. Here is a video a viewer forwarded to me, which I'll show you. And I cannot confirm this. I don't think I've seen it yet, so I'll show it to you. But please, again, take everything with a grain of salt, because who knows, a lot of the time we can't confirm these videos. But the viewer who sent this to me, I'm not going to say the viewer's name. There's one viewer who wrote to me from Iran and said, please don't say my name. And now it's like I don't necessarily want to say people's names and then have them be like, oh, I didn't want you to say my name. So I won't say the name unless somebody wants me to. But this is a video that was posted originally by somebody named Donald Trump Voter. And it claims, let's see, hang on here. Can I do this the right way? It says it's Islamic Republic of Iran forces running over Iran protesters while shooting at them. Now, I don't know if this really is, but I'll show you the video. I don't even know if it's from Iran, but let's see what it is. Now, one of our viewers, you could help out here, because I'm guessing somebody out there in the audience could say, oh, they're speaking Farsi, so it looks like Iran, or no, they're not speaking Farsi, that's not Iran at all. So maybe somebody out there who's more familiar with the language and the sites of what Iran would look like can confirm or deny that that is from Iran. And what they were saying in the video, that would be helpful. Feel free to message me about that one. Okay, what else do we have here to show you? Have we seen this one yet? I have not seen this one yet. Oops. This says, it's from Babak Tagvi. He says, this video is 4 hours ago, besieged militias fired at people of Delfan, Loristan province who were peacefully protesting against the Islamic regime. I don't know if that happened or not. Here, brave protesters are mocking the gun firings and calling them non-scary fireworks. Let's watch this one. So Mar writes in, the video I showed before, he says it was in Farsi, and he says they were running over the people with the riot police trucks. That's what Mar says. And then Hami Mir in our chat room says, in that video I just showed before, people are saying the police are driving over the crowd. The city is Hamadan. Okay, so I'll show you that video again. So people are saying that that was from Iran, and it's from Hamadan, which is a city in Iran of about 500,000 people. So let me show you that one again. And people in the video are supposedly saying that people in the security forces were driving over the crowd. Thank you guys for writing in about that video. Okay. Another viewer sent me that as well. So this is the viewer. Here's the video. It's from the viewer Aria. And as I said before, some of our viewers are saying, yes, this is Farsi. They're speaking Farsi, which is the language spoken in Iran. I mean, there's multiple languages in Iran. That's the most popular one. They say this is from, one of our viewers says this is from Hamadan, and people are saying in the video that the security force trucks have been running over people in the crowd. Now this says Awaz, but one of our viewers says it's Hamadan. So we have a disagreement of where this is. We have two different cities people are saying this is, but let's look at the video again. Now, when I'm watching it, I'm thinking, it's interesting. So let's suppose what happened there. I can't say for sure, but let's suppose what happened there is a truck came in and drove over a bunch of people, security forces truck. There's such a difference between not having video of it. Could you imagine if we had like a good clear video of something like that happen, or a good clear video of security forces shooting unarmed protesters? These things could be happening, but there's such a difference in how the world reacts between that happening and we see reports of it, or that happening and there's video of it. If there was even like one video out of like a Iranian police truck clearly running innocent people over, that would be like this huge deal, and all these governments would feel they have to comment on it. It might even like make a huge difference in the international, but the way people treat, the way the countries respond to Iran. But it's just such a difference with the video and without the video in terms of how people react. I'm not saying it should be that way, but it is that way. And I'm guessing that really plays into, the regime. They've reportedly turned off cell phone internet. They're not letting people using Telegram or or Instagram. They're slowing down. We've heard reports the internet at people's homes there. So it seems like it's keeping the video from getting out. Also, they're arresting people and threatening people at the demonstrations. And I believe from what I've read reports saying they threaten people and arrest them for just taking video. So all of that keeps the video down and keeps us from getting a better idea of what's going on. And that could, there could have been an incident there. That could be an incident where the truck ran people over. There could be a lot of incidents like that going on that we're just not hearing about. Oh, I saw a very interesting statistic. I forget who posted this. Was it Joyce Karam who posted it? I forget. But the statistic was something like, in 2009, 9 million Iranians had cell phones. Now, this year, 48 million do. So the person was saying it's harder for the regime to do things to protesters, violent things, and not have anybody see them, because there's so many more cell phones now than there were in 2009 when the previous biggest protests happened in Iran before now. Well, thank you guys for writing in and clearing up some of that for me. Mara says, Steve, you've been covering the protests in Iran every day on YouTube and Facebook. It has been very helpful, so grateful. Thank you. You are welcome, Mar. We think this should be covered. We think somebody should be doing coverage of it every day, extensive coverage. I guess the mainstream media is not going to do it, so we're going to do it. That's funny. Sadasa had said, I speak Farsi, and in the video you just showed recently, I have no idea what they're saying. LOL. Interesting. One of our videos says that video with the truck, he thinks it's in Avaz, like the video description said, because the accent is an Avazi accent. That's what our viewer says. Oh, also, he says, in the video with the car, he says the government car is shooting. They are speaking Farsi. I'm crying now. He also says, and the guy with the camera is saying the car is rolling over the people too, like in the 2009 protests. So that's what our viewer says is being said in that video. Thank you to the viewer for writing in. Very helpful when you write in and translate stuff. I will say this. Even the little amount of time they spend in the mainstream media where they show videos of Iran, which is not much, they certainly do not translate the videos. But thanks to all of your help, we have been translating some of these videos, at least in part, and giving you some sort of idea what's being said in them. So cheers to you for helping out. And if you like this coverage, I will say again, we do rely on your donations to stay on the air. That's the only way we can stay on the air is with your support. Maybe one day we will be big enough, successful enough to not ask for donations. Believe me, I would love to not ask for donations, but we have to because that's how we stay on the air. So if you want to support Right Side, if you want to support this coverage and keep us on the air to be able to do this kind of coverage, go to the bottom of the YouTube chat, click on the $sign. There's a little $sign at the bottom of the YouTube chat. Even if it's a small donation, it's more than welcome. Or you can go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate. Thank you again to our moderators. We got Lynn Jean, Real Frank, Guinevere. They're all in the chat room at the moment. Thank you for all of your hard work there. And Webster, thanks. Common Sense and Gleno on the website. Let me get to some more video to show you. Sorry, I'm just looking at a couple things here. Here's a new video I have not seen yet, I don't believe, posted by Farnaz Fasihi, and it says, Gohardasht Karaj Protest Tuesday. Karaj is a major city in Iran with a population around 2 million. This is a video supposedly from today, posted by Farnaz Fasihi from Abadan, and it says, chants include people are begging and the leader acts like God. You know, something else that happened today, which I forgot to mention, was we saw the first tweet, in the first comments on the protests from the Supreme Leader of Iran, Khamenei. Is it Ali Khamenei? Ali Khamenei. And, you know, a couple days ago, we heard comments from President Rouhani, who did a pre-taped TV address in which he said he did acknowledge that there were complaints from the protesters and did say that it was something that needed to be addressed and he wanted to address. Very different tone taken today by Khamenei. I want to show you what he tweeted out today. It's his first comment. It was his first comment on the protests. So let me show you that. And this was his first post, his first tweet. And he said, in recent events, enemies of Iran have allied and used the various means they possess, including money, weapons, politics, and intelligence services, to trouble the Islamic Republic. The enemy is always looking for an opportunity in any crevice to infiltrate and strike the Iranian nation. So what he seems to be saying here is that the protests were caused by foreign agents, foreign countries, foreign enemies. And note that he doesn't here at all acknowledge that there might be some legitimate grievances. And he made about 4 or 5 Twitter posts today, but in none of the Twitter posts did he say, well, now and now we understand that some people have complaints and we'll work on it. None of that. It's in no way does he acknowledge that there are any legitimate grievances from people who live in Iran. It's all just stated as the foreign enemies are causing these protests to happen, which I found really interesting. And it's very interesting that it's such a big difference with what Rouhani said, where Rouhani did acknowledge that there were issues that the government needed to work on. This is not what Khamenei said at all. Here's a video that was posted by Armin Navabi. And he says, protesters in Iran chant, Hussein, Hussein is their slogan, but rape is what they honor. Hussein is one of the most revered imams in Shia Islam. This chant is meant to say that the religious elite virtue signal with their Islamic slogans, but they are immoral. Actually, this was posted yesterday. I don't think I saw it yesterday, though, so I will show it. I believe this is from, it was posted yesterday. And we got a donation. I want to say thank you. Knothead made a donation. Knothead said, thank you, Steve and the RSBN team. Prayers to get Islam out of Iran. Persians are not Arabs. That's Knothead's comment. But it sounds like, Knothead, you are in favor of regime change there, and you would prefer if it was not an Islamic republic. I think that's what you might be getting at when you say get Islam out of Iran. Because people there are going to be Muslim, and I think there's plenty of Muslims who want to be Muslims there. It's just that they don't want to. You're saying get the Islamic Republic out of the ruling the government of Iran. I think that's what you're saying. Correct me if I'm wrong, Knothead. Thank you for your support. Very much appreciate it. So I'm just looking over a couple of things. But, we've only really seen, I've been showing you various videos that have been coming out today, and we see like one video per town, and the town might have 2 million people or 600,000 people, and all we have is like one video from today of what's going on there, which gives us really no idea what's going on. And there's plenty of places where we have no videos from. So we really don't it's crazy how little we know about what's going on there. One of our viewers, who says he lives in Iran, writes in, I am hearing these things that the government is trying to do a protest for themselves to show it on TVs. Like always, they will get together and they're all people from small cities and take them to the major cities, and they will take a major film and say their thing that shows the people are with them. But if this was true, they would let us protest freely. So what this person is saying is something I've heard reports, and I can't confirm them. There are reports floating around that the government is setting up its own pro-government demonstrations and then showing those to people. But I'm not there. I can't confirm it. One of our viewers says he's heard this is happening. A couple of messages here. We got a message from Sherry who says, in the video of people of the truck, they are shooting at people and running over them. People are screaming. It is in Awaz city, not Hamadan. The person taking the video is shooting? The person taking the video is shooting? Do you mean by shooting the video, or shooting people? Or shooting at somebody? I don't know, Sherry, but thank you, Sherry. And Carlo Sadeghi writes in, yes, in that video of the truck, the guy said it was Awaz and shots fired. Another person, Noshad, writes in, it was they were running over the crowd while shooting at them by the riot police, and the commentator in the video says it's in Awaz city. Thank you. One of the viewers who wrote in, R. Rutherford, wants me to change my color selection of my shirts. Now, real quick, one issue is we're shooting here on a system. We can't afford incredible $30,000 cameras and all that kind of stuff and crazy, and so we have to make do with what we have. A problem is I have, you might notice I always wear solid colored shirts. I have to do that because if I wear shirts with patterns on them, the equipment we use, it looks like it gets all fuzzy and like it flashes on and off and stuff. So I am very limited in what I could wear to solid color shirts. I wish I wasn't, but unfortunately with the equipment we have now, I am. So, and there's a limit because we use a green screen. Oh, I'm giving you the secret. We do use a green screen like, most news organizations do. And so I can't wear anything green with green in it. That makes a difference too. So, we do the best with what we have here, but I see your comments about the wardrobe and I'll read over this again, but it doesn't, we are restricted with what we have in terms of a wardrobe. I wish I could wear some of the other shirts I have, but I can't. I have to keep it very simple with the shirts. And also, he was talking about some of the shirts reflecting light. There are certain shirts I have that I can't wear because they reflect light too much. And also, this lighting setup, we don't have a professional crew doing lighting here. This lighting has been set up by me, and we do the best what we can. But, if we had a professional crew who worked full-time doing lighting, then things would look a bit better. So we really just have to do the best with what little resources we have. We have very, very little resources. It's a very small staff. I think sometimes people think we're a lot bigger than we are. And when I say we need donations to stay on the air, literally, if we don't have donations, we would go out of business because we just don't. We're always on a shoestring budget here, so that's why we keep asking for them. So I think if you knew the kind of budget and staffing we actually have, you'd be like, oh, I see why your video doesn't look exactly like CNN International does. So we always appreciate the comments. So I love to hear comments from the viewers. Constructive criticism, fantastic. So thank you for writing in. But just to give you a little background about what we're dealing with here. So if you want to support us, by the way, go to the bottom of the YouTube chat, click on the $sign. There's a little $sign at the bottom of the YouTube chat, or go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate. But thank you, R. Rutherford, for writing in. And in that video of people clapping we showed a little while ago, one of our viewers, Noshad, wrote in and said, people shouting and clapping in that video, they were saying, "Dear leader, we are afraid, but it's time you moved out of power." Thank you, Noshad. And thank you to Knothead, who made another donation. Knothead said, yes, I meant I would like them to get the Islamic government out of Persia/Iran. Thank you, Knothead. Appreciate your generosity. Now, Mar writes in and says, Steve, I think your shirts and ties are very smart, very colorful, and a different tie every day looks good. Yeah, I do try to switch up the ties because I am limited in terms of the shirts. Oh, and always enjoy when Albo Breaking News retweets me, although I was retweeting somebody else. I'll show you that. So I saw that report from the Wall Street Journal that said, from the Wall Street Journal reporter had reported that 21 dead and over 2,000 arrested, and then I tweeted that out. And then Albo Breaking News retweeted that. It's a good, if you like breaking news, Albo Breaking News, good site. They're very good about posting news right away. Sometimes I get fairly frequently I hear stuff from them faster than I hear it from other places. So they're a good site. At Albo News. Now, people getting wiser wrote to me and said, I have a hard time believing 2,000 arrested. I don't know about that, though, because look, we heard a couple of days ago, I want to say maybe several days ago, we heard that in Tehran alone, 200 had been arrested. So that's 200 in Tehran alone just in the first few days. Now, it also doesn't mean all these people are in custody now. 2,000 arrested could include people who've been let go after the night. So I actually don't think, if the government already confirmed that 200 were arrested in Tehran in the first few days, 2,000 doesn't seem completely out of line to me. Again, especially if it's very possible they go to protests. Say they see a protest of a couple thousand people. They go and round up 20 people or 30 people or 40 people, and they say, you go sit in jail for the night, and then they let them out the next day. That kind of thing can add up over a while if you look at all the different cities and towns. So I don't think it's a crazy number. I know it's a big number, but it doesn't seem crazy to me if they're making a policy of rounding people up, throwing them in jail. Maybe they're keeping them in jail longer, but especially if they're rounding people up, like you see at protests in the U.S., a lot of times they'll arrest people and keep them in jail for a few hours or a day and then let them out. So that could be happening too. But I didn't do that. The Wall Street Journal reporter reported that, not me. But I don't think it's a crazy number. But that's just my opinion. A video. Let's see here. Hang on one second here. Oh, I think I'd seen this maybe, but hadn't shown it before. One of our videos of viewers, and you can let me know, this viewer, if you're watching right now, if you want me to say your name, let me know. I'm not sure if you do or you don't, so I'm not for right now, but I'm happy to say it if you want me to say it. But he sent in a video. Let me show you here. He says, I think you haven't seen this. Yeah, I haven't shown this yet. It says, it's from News Kurdi. It says, Basij brought loudspeakers to protests. This was posted today. Basij brought loudspeakers to protest. On these loudspeakers, they chant Allahu Akbar in an attempt to silence protesters. Protesters, in turn, unplugged the loudspeakers. So let's watch this video. So it looks like at the end they might have unplugged the loudspeakers. Thank you for that video. And then a viewer sent in a video. And the viewer says about this video, hang on a second. The viewer says, this is my city, but the video is from 2 days ago. This is Imam Khomeini Street, I think in Rasht, and I was in the crowd. At the end of the video, the police start attacking us. So a viewer sent this in. This is posted at VOA Farsi, and I will show you this. The viewer says he was at this event from 2 days ago. So we didn't see any attacking going on at the end, but the viewer says at the end the police started attacking them. I didn't see any at the end of the video, though. But thank you for sending that in. I had not seen that before. Craig Gordon says, do you think the protests in Iran might cause a change in the travel ban against Iranians entering the U.S.? So some people have suggested President Trump should lift the travel ban on Iranians entering the U.S. And for example, if I can find it here, why can't I find it? Now, Samantha Power, the former UN ambassador in the Obama administration, had posted something. I wonder if she took it down, because she definitely posted something about it. Hang on one second here. Let me find it for you, if I can. Yeah, Samantha Power said here, you can see the tweet there. She said, "We stand with the Iranian people so much that we won't let them come here." So some people have been complaining about the travel ban applying to Iranians now, and some people are saying that's something President Trump could do. But I personally have no idea. I think I'd be a little surprised if President Trump lifted the travel ban on Iran, just because he might say, "Look, we support Iran, but at the same time, that doesn't change that that doesn't change that they don't have the kind of security we think they need to have to allow people to come over there like they do from other countries, and to keep America safe." So I think he might just say, look, there's a reason we have this travel ban, but the reasons are not addressed, even though they're having protests over there that we support. Now, also, I got to confess, there have been so many rulings on the travel ban, court rulings. I honestly can't remember where it stands and sort of in terms of what parts of it are being enforced and not enforced. I would really have to go back and read up on that, because there's been so many different rulings about it, and I don't remember. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple more videos. We'll go on for a couple more minutes here. And then, if anything big happens later tonight or tomorrow, we'll keep covering this. We're going to keep coming on when we have stuff to report to you. So if you want to know when we're coming on the air with these videos, subscribe to us on YouTube and click the notifications bell so you get notified when we're coming on the air. You can also follow us on Facebook at Right Side Broadcasting and on Twitter at @RSB Network. And I'm on Twitter at Lookner. And you can follow me there. I'll be posting about Iran stuff even when we're not on the air, so feel free to follow me there. But I think we've at least gotten to most of the videos today that people sent out. As you can see, there weren't that many, but that were like making the rounds on social media. Oh, and this is a post from that just was posted by this site Strategic Sentinel. They say, this is the scene in Tehran today. Due to large security presence, lack of a central protest, large protests are occurring in Abadan, Lenjan, Isfahan, Gohardasht, Karaj, Hamadan, Khomeini, Abadan, and Masjid Soleiman, however. Although we haven't really seen video from at least a lot of those places. So this is a picture that was sent out, which purportedly is of a picture of Tehran today. With you can see the amount of troops out there. So supposedly a lot of troops today out in security forces troops out in Tehran today. You know, President Trump made a couple posts recently, in the last hour or so. I just want to see if he posted about Iran. He didn't post about Iran. Oh, our viewer says the video I tweeted, the original video of all the people protesting and walking down the street, but there wasn't an attack at the end. He says, but that wasn't complete. The original video was 10 minutes. I didn't see the time of this one. At the end of the original video, the police attacked people. In the original video, you could see many people. And the guy who's shooting the video says, look at how many people are coming. Okay, thank you. Farzad Azizan says, he says, thanks for your coverage. More than thousands have been arrested in Iran. So Farzad Azizan thinks that more than thousands are arrested in Iran. I can't really speak to this, but that's what Farzad, our viewer, says. Nancy Mattis says, question on Iran. Has internet been fully restored? No, it hasn't. Supposedly today, it was actually throttled and slowed down today. And she also says, anyone there from the major networks? No, I don't believe anyone is there. And they don't really, from what I've heard, allow people there. From what I've heard, they're very picky about who they allow to cover the country. They demand... from what I've read, they demand sympathetic coverage from anybody who goes there and covers it. So it's supposedly very hard to get press access to cover what's going on in Iran from inside Iran. So no one there, but I don't think they allow anyone there to shoot video or anything like that. And Nancy Mattis says, good job as always, Steve. Thank you, Nancy. All right, I think at this point, we are going to wrap up this version of our, this installment of our continuing coverage of the Iran protests. This is day 6 that we've been covering. We'll see what happens tomorrow. If I hear big news, we'll come back on the air tonight. But otherwise, we seem to be getting new news every day and try to come on regularly and cover it for you. So just keep an eye out for our broadcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Click the notifications bell. And you can also follow us on Facebook, Right Side Broadcasting. Follow us on Twitter at RSB Network. And you can follow me on Twitter at Lookner. I'll be posting about Iran even when we're not on the air. Thank you very much, by the way, to everybody who donated during the broadcast. That's what allows us to do that. Your donations support Right Side Broadcasting. We are viewer supported, so we really appreciate you allowing us to bring you this coverage, which we do think is anything different than anything else you'll see in the mainstream media in America. So if you like the coverage and you want to support Right Side, go to the bottom of the YouTube chat. There's a $sign there, a little $sign at the bottom of the YouTube chat. You can click on that $sign and help us stay on the air and bring you more coverage. Also, if you aren't watching on YouTube, you can always go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate. Thank you to our moderators who work so hard in our chat rooms. Great job tonight by Webster and Guinevere and Lynn Jean. And I think Pam C. might have been there. Hold on a second. Real Frank was there. So thank you all, moderators, and Common Sense and Gleno on the website. Very good job. Thank you all for writing in, for sending me videos, sending me your opinions. We really like to hear from you guys and have you help cover the news and hear what you have to say. So thanks for writing in. And thanks to everybody who watched on Facebook and on YouTube and for watching Right Side and choosing Right Side and supporting Right Side. We do appreciate it. We do this for you guys. So let's see here. And I want to say thanks to people saying thanks in the chat room. Jerry OOOG, JC, Light Switch, History B, DM, Bombastic Buster, Tia Marie, Pam Peacock, Barry H, Photography Babak. Thank you, Babak. Mark the Vegas Gamer noticed my haircut. Thank you, Mark the Vegas Gamer. At least somebody noticed. Let's see here. Davey Boy, thank you. Ryan Bosak, thank you. And Real Frank. Ulix A says, where is the dollar sign? It's below, the dollar sign in the chat room to donate is below the part you type in. There's a line on which you can type what you want to say. The dollar sign is below that. It's a gray dollar sign if you want to donate. Timberlab, thank you. Zero Tolerance, thank you. Emps Help says, nice, no glasses today. Well, sometimes glasses, sometimes no glasses. Actually, I try to wear glasses sometimes because it's not good for my eyes if we do a lot of broadcasts too. Because the lights are very bright and it can really get your eyes very dry in a bad way if you're always wearing contacts. So I try to mix it up. Thank you, Jason Thornton. Andrew, thank you. Guinevere says, nice haircut. Melina says, thanks for doing this. You're welcome, Melina. Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Lizardo. Electrosec just says, acknowledge me. And thank you, Alan. And that's going to wrap it up here. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If there is big news, we'll come on later tonight and cover it. But thank you for choosing Right Side Broadcasting. And we will keep an eye on what's going on in Iran and continue to bring you live, continuing coverage of the protest. But for now, I am Steve Lookner. This is Right Side Broadcasting. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening, and we'll see you soon.